Praise be to the Father. In the name of Yeshua, I come to you, I glorify you, and I bring this to your people and lay it out, just the way you're showing me. So let the Rukadesh come down and speak. In the name of Yeshua. And help the people to understand. Help them to understand. Now, we have to go back to understand what is going on now, what happened back then. And we have to understand the events that occurred to have the fallen angels to come down and to inbreed with women to cause this giant race. We have to go back to the time of the Samaritans, which is the oldest known civilization on earth. They were the first. They were the first humans to develop with the states divided and having government, and much like the United States, with the government ruling, and then the spirituality. And we have to know why these fallen angels come, because they were watchers. They come to guide humanity, to instruct them in civilization. They come to watch over humanity, to take care of them, to bring them into a spiritual realization. But because of them taking on human flesh to interact with humanity, they become enamored and they fell. They fell from the grace of Yahweh. And they begin to co-inhabit with humanity and with the women, and beginning to marry them and take them in. And why would Satan do this? Well, because of the very curse that Yahweh put on Satan in the Garden of Eden. And he wanted to contaminate humankind. He wanted to bring an end result to humanity on his terms. And these fallen angels, as they come down, were like aliens of today. In the records of the Samaritans, now you need to go study this. Don't just take my word. Go study about the Samaritans. The records that they kept, they described flying things. They didn't understand exactly what was going on, but these machines that could fly in the air, and having these beings in them, and so they assumed they were gods, and they took them on as gods, and they become their gods. And if you study the Samaritan text, they named them different names, and they worshiped them as gods because they were gods. If you were back there in those days, and people see it nowadays, when they see something they cannot understand, they'll either try to formulate it in something spiritual, or they will try to deny it. They will try to run from it. or they will accept it, embrace it, and say, this is where we come from. Well, the Samaritan text plainly tell that there was flying objects and that there were these beings, and that they did good things and they did evil things to the Samaritans. But as time came and they became more wicked, and the generations of human beings become more wicked, Yahweh, seeing that he had to get rid of it, they were contaminating all the women, and there was one line that had to be preserved, and that line had to be the line to Yeshua. Yeshua could not be born to an alien race, could not be born of a race that come from these fallen angels. Yeshua had to be from a perfect race that descended back into Adam, who was the Son of God, who was formed in the image of God himself, who was breathed into by the breath of the mighty Yahweh himself, and he had to keep that line pure. So Yahweh had to destroy the earth. He had to wipe out humankind that was then. But again, we can see the records throughout time where after the flood they come back. We can see records written on the walls of civilizations past. We can see them down in South America. We can see them in America on cave walls about ancient beings, about flying crafts, about things that are mysteriously going on back in those days. It's things that you need to go and study and see yourself. Don't take my word for it. I'm just telling you what I have been showed in the spirit, and it's greatly disturbing because this is all about a pollution of humankind. Humankind that has the very DNA of Yahweh in them. They are walking around with his DNA in them, and Satan wants it polluted. We as the bride cannot be polluted by this. But if Satan had his way, he would contaminate and pollute the bride. Why? Then it would cut off that relationship with Yahweh and Yeshua. That would make Yeshua's coming and crucifixion none and void. Now, do you understand what I'm really saying? Satan hates the bride. He hates us as much as he hates Yahweh, the Father. He hates us as much as he hates Yeshua, the Son. And he did everything in his power to contaminate and to destroy this race. And my heart is broken. My heart is broken right now because so many people still want to worship these things as gods. They come deceived and they think that they are something special, or but they're fallen angels coming and coming after humankind. I will continue this on another tape. I pray that you listen to what I'm saying and look to Yeshua for your guidance in this matter, because it's not going to get easier, it's going to grow stronger.